All right, good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning. Another week, the first week in August. August the 3rd, 2026. We have 73 degrees here in Hampstead. It is a little muggy outside, so got the air conditioner on in here, and we are fogging up outside, not inside. So it's nice and cool in here. I got a van full. Oh, before I put my little thing in, check it out. We have reached 160,000 miles. Oh, I like that. I might use that as the, what do you think? Should that be the, thinking that should be my whatchamacallit, thumbnail. Anyway, so we're gonna get going here. Hang on one second, let me get Rosie going. Rosie might come in really loud, so brace yourself if anybody's wearing headphones. Come on.
Connected to YouTube Livestream 5RMIJN49EQU. Connected to YouTube Livestream 5RMIJN49EQU.
I knew that was going to happen because I had the speaker on this morning. Jackie is doing everything by herself this morning. She's in there by herself, so I played all by myself. But she had everything ready, so we're good to go. All right, I think we're good. Whoops. What am I doing? What am I doing, Craig? Stop. Stop. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. All right. So we have 3 deliveries today, and they are all in the van. We have Lenny's. Lenny's has a fairly large delivery today. They're getting a little bit of everything. So they got a lot of some things. I said a little bit of everything, not a little, a lot. They're getting a lot of cake pops. They're getting a lot of Danish. Decent amount of cookies. So yeah, they've got a lot. Gourmet Girls has their normal Monday delivery, plus they got, how many? 12? Maybe they got a dozen donuts. Cream-filled donuts, I believe. And then WhatADay has a pretty normal weekday delivery. Their number of donuts was like 120, 128. 128, something like that. Anyway, so, but the van is full. If I had had another tray, I would have had to put it somewhere like on top of the cabinet or something. That's how full we are. So, I'm just rolling the windows down to see if it's very steamy. I'm not going to clean the window just yet because I think we're going to have to use the windshield wipers for a short bit this morning to keep the steam off the windows. All right, so here we go. Seatbelts on, lights are on. Let's get out, pursue some happiness. Here we go, Monday morning. 3 deliveries. They are all in the van. And I can't get too crazy because there are boxes piled up back there next to the cake pops and the rainbow cakes. So we don't want anything sliding into the rainbow cakes, if you know what I'm saying. All right, here we go. Green light. That was a sign. That was a sign that it's going to be a good day. Pulled up, the light turned green for us immediately. And we do have traffic coming because we have our Monday morning commuters. All right, here we go. Wow, it looks very dark. Doesn't it look dark today? What's up with that? What? Here's where I got it. No sliding, no sliding. Okay. Everything else is cabinets all stacked. The rack I have back there is all strapped in. We're good to go. very dark picture. What is going on with that picture? Well, it is dark, actually. It's very dark out. That's like almost like, I don't know, seems weird to me. Maybe we'll try to see if the window dries off the air. Monday, Monday, Monday. Yesterday I was in the bakery until 12. And it wasn't terribly busy yesterday. There was a normal flow of customers, I think there. But it was a steady flow yesterday. It wasn't too crazy. Got out at 12, got home. I caught up on a few of my YouTube things, but I didn't make any. I want to make my donut parade video. I started looking into that, but I didn't get that done yesterday. Started. Here's my problem with the donut. You see, you get the behind the scenes view of creating a YouTube video. So I want to make a short, and one day last week, I think it was Friday, I walked by the camera when I was making my delivery at WhatADay. I walked by the camera with each tray, kind of slowly. The speed of it doesn't matter so much. So I walked by slowly, and so I could make it look like it was going to be a parade. So that looks fine, but at the end of the tray, like once the tray goes by, my head goes by right after. Like my head is right after the tray. And I don't know what to do about that. Like I can cut it off, like when I clip it and put it all together into one long string of donuts going past the screen. My goal is to just make it 30 seconds or more of donuts passing by the screen. That's my goal. And that is what's going to happen. But I have to figure out how to cut it so that you don't see a little flash of the back of my head, or the side or the back of my head each time the trays go by. I'm telling you. I'll figure it out, but that was where I got yesterday. That's as far as I got yesterday. It was what do I do with my head? Basically, that was the... So, I decided I'd sleep on it. I was sleeping on my head to figure out what to do with my head. We're still getting some mist out there. The window is still... All right, coffee time. Gotta get some coffee. Today, I'm doing my delivery route, and then I'm done for the day. So it's going to be, I'm going to get some stuff done today. It's going to be another good day. Oh, and I had to, hold on. I don't hear anything. Nothing's shifting. Nothing is shifting. So here's another thing that happened to me yesterday. So I got a text message from the farmer's dog. And they're like, Hey, we are preparing AJ's next delivery. They're always very nice. They're very nice. They're very friendly. And the text message said, we're preparing AJ's next delivery, but your credit card charge was declined. So, we'll try to rerun the charge. I think they said last night. Hopefully they didn't try again last night. I didn't get another thing from them. I didn't see this until today, until this morning. So and they said they were going to rerun the charge. So I'm like, all right, what's going on? Because I know I'm not late on a payment. So I'm like, this is very odd. So I forgot that I made a couple of very large charges on that credit card over the past month. But I had forgotten about that. So, and that card, because I have the credit card that I use for anything I charge online is, what's going on? Did I buffer? I probably did. So if I'm going to have a charge on one of my credit cards, a fraudulent charge, it's usually going to be the one that I have used when I bought something online. So I intentionally keep that charge at very low. I keep that card at a very low limit, and it's the only thing I do on that card is online stuff. So like when I set up the Farmer's Dog account a couple years ago, I used that card, and it charges, I think the Farmer's Dog is like $175 every 21 days. And that's key. It's every 21 days, because you kind of think, oh, it's only $175 a month. But that's not really true. It's $175 every 21 days. But anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. So they tried to charge the card that, and it got declined. And I'm like, I don't understand why that would be. So I look at it this morning, and I forgot about the two large charges. So I basically don't have $175 left, like on that card, right? Like that's what the problem is. The problem is that the $175 would put me over the limit that I have on that card. So I'm like, so I did the payment online thing to put money in that on the card. Hopefully that charge will go through today. But that was my project this morning. I'm still going to keep that low. I get little messages from them. You know how credit card companies are always like, oh, we want to increase your credit line, or congratulations, we want to give you a higher credit line. Do you ever have that happen? I always say no on this card because I don't want a line. I think this card, it's a Chase account. And I think I've had to get that card renewed, or what do they do? Replaced, that's the word. I've had to have that card replaced like 2 or 3 times over the past maybe 10 years, 15 years. Because somebody, all of a sudden I'll see a charge on there that's like bogus. I'm telling you, you gotta watch your credit cards, man, because those things, they just kind of, and there's a pattern. There's a pattern to it. Because what they'll do is they'll charge like $19 or some kind of small, they'll put a small charge on there, and they'll do that 1 or 2 times. And if you don't pick it up, if you don't realize it's there, then they'll come in and hit you with like a bigger thing, then they'll do like $500 or some crazy number. But I usually get them when they're in the lower amount, because that one card I pay particularly close attention to. Well, I pay pretty close attention to all my cards. But I pay very close attention to that card because that is the one that is at the most risk. And that's proven to be true. That is the one I've had to replace the most. So any fraudsters out there that are watching my live stream, don't try to play with me. I know what they're all looking at my name right now. Well, it's not going to work for them now because I'm at my limit anyway. But yeah, I looked at I signed online and I'm like, looked at the amount, I'm like, what? I never charged this much on this account. What's going on? And then I realized, I went back and looked at activity and it was real. Saw a deer this morning standing next to the highway. I think I see a deer. I thought about it while I was driving up. I think I see at least one deer every day. I'm pretty sure I do. Because even if it's not like a near miss, I don't have a near miss every day, but I see one every day. They're either on the side of the road or like. Now we're probably not going to see that field. We drive by that field when I go from Lenny's to WhatADay directly. The route that I take from Lenny's to WhatADay goes by a field where there are always, sometimes there are, I don't know, 20 plus deer. Sometimes it's less. A lot of times. It seems like recently it's been maybe 10. But I'm always going to see a deer there. That's like going to the zoo, saying I'm going to see a giraffe. Let's drive down Main Street today. We haven't done that for a while. I got a van full of stuff. I think that would be a good way to go. There are no turns in this direction. A couple minor ones, but nothing big. Plus, it'll be brighter. There's probably a setting on my camera I could use to try to brighten it up a little bit, but that's what happens when you drive at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's dark. It's dark. It's dark at 5 o'clock in the morning. Can you believe that? What? very suspenseful music. It's the comic book store. I believe at the end of this month, Baltimore is having its Comic-Con, something like that. I hope I'm saying that right. I think it's happening from like the 25th, 26, 27, 25 through 27 or 28, something like that. Maybe through 29. I think the 28th is a Friday. We know what the 26th is. 26th is a Wednesday. 10-year anniversary. Bakery. August 26th. Get down to Lenny's, it will be safe for me to wipe the windshield off. I don't think we're going to need the windshield wipers anymore for a while. Although the side windows are still fogged up. It's only 73 degrees outside, but it's very humid this morning. We did have kind of an on and off rainy day yesterday. Yes, we're getting all green lights. This is good. This is good. We're going to stop at this one. Yeah, see, the windows kind of look dirty. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, was that a Corvette? Nobody's on here. We got one guy in front of us. That's the only car I see. All right. See, I had to say something about the green lights. I had to say it. I had to say it. There's not even anybody there. That's got to turn green. There we go. There we go. Now we got it.
Donna says morning.
Good morning, Donna. Happy Monday. You know, for a Monday, I'm thinking traffic hasn't been too bad for a Monday. I guess this is a summer, people are on vacation Monday. We're right in the middle. We're in the middle of that vacation period.
Anna says muggy Monday.
Yeah, it is muggy. We actually, I mean, the window is still kind of, I don't think it's foggy. Yeah, actually it is a little bit. The window's still fogging up a little bit. It was pretty bad earlier. Basically, I had the intermittent windshield wipers going. We got a van full today. I've got three of the deliveries. They're all pretty good size today. Lenny's, this is probably the largest delivery I've seen for Lenny's in a while. They're getting a little bit, well, I keep saying they're getting a little bit of everything, but some of the things they're getting quite a bit. I think they've got like 45 cake pops or something. No, we have 45 Danish, which is a big order for them. And then I forget how many cake pops. It's a lot of cake pops. And 60 chocolate top cookies. Like, they've got a good size order. WhatADay has a pretty good size order, especially for a Monday. And then Gourmet Girls. They have their normal order, but then they have an extra dozen donuts. Cream-filled donuts. It was one of those days where it barely fit in the. I had to move things around to get everything to fit in one trip. If I'd had one more tray, I would have needed to put it on top of the cabinet. So I could have taken one more tray, but it would have been sitting on top of the cabinet. And that's like a last resort type situation. How was your Sunday? We had rain off and on. It wasn't like a totally rainy day, but it was sprinkled several times throughout the day.
Says was good. How about you?
Yeah, I had a good day. I got caught up on my YouTube stuff. And I started working on my donut parade. but I still have some work to do on that. My Dota parade's short, so I should have plenty of time to finish that today because I don't need to stay at the bakery today. So after I finish my deliveries, I think I'll stop and get some grocery shopping done this morning. I like to do that in the morning when nobody's in there. I stopped in the grocery store one time during the day, like a regular daytime visit. And I was like, oh man, people come here. Like, a lot of people come here. I think sometimes at 7 o'clock in the morning, there are more employees in the store than there are customers, which is kind of nice. Definitely have to wipe the windshield off, I think.
Donna says want to begin writing the story about the book wagon.
Yeah. Today would be a good day. I wonder if Lenny's van right next to us today. All right. Let's get the rack. I'll show you guys what's back there when we get out. Before we do that, well, let me do that first. In case they're in there. Yes, I think the guy's back there at the sink. There we go. Thank you, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Thank you. Go ahead. How's it going? I'm good. There's a lot going on in there this morning. They've got, I'll open this up so you guys can see it. Like I saw like 3 people in there already hanging around doing work. Everybody's very busy. It's impressive in there today. All right. Grab you out of here. All right, so here's what the van looks like today. Gourmet Girl stuff is there. I had to put the rainbow cakes over there because I couldn't fit them. I can't really pile these boxes up more than 3. 3 is a lot. Depends on how heavy they are. Sometimes you can't even do 3. Anyway, look at all those cake pops, all the little gourmet cupcakes. Eclairs, gourmet pops, mousse bombs. And then they got the Danishes and the cookies and all that stuff. And then the cabinet is full of WhatADay's order. And then our cakes are over there. So, I had minimal space. Like one more tray and I was thinking when I didn't realize I was going to make that last tray over there with the cakes. I thought maybe I could put a tray on top of the boxes, but I didn't really want to have to do that. That's the guy with the Tesla. Oh look, I'm whispering like, no, that's the guy with the Tesla. It just came out the door. He's the new guy, so he's the one that they hired and Shirley left. I don't know his name. We'll just call him Tesla guy. Oh, you know what? We'll call him Elon. Let's call him Elon.
Donna says very organized.
And it was impressive because Jackie is the only one. Oh, you probably didn't hear me say that earlier, Donna. I was saying when I first started, Jackie was the only one working this morning because Jen and Bob went down to the beach. So, ow, this round. Okay. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I think that's where I'm going to put the trays. Yeah, so Jackie put the entire order together and it was ready when I got there. She's very, very good with this. All right, here are the cakes. I think there were supposed to be 4. Oh no. We're only supposed to be giving them 2 of the half rainbow cakes. I think. Let's give it to them and see what happens. I think I wrote that down. Maybe. I don't know if I wrote it down wrong on the order. So here's what I'm thinking. Well, I'll tell you when I come out. I'll tell you when I come out. Let me get this one. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Straight through.
Okay, I know. It's wide open. Wide open. All right, man. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, let's get. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. There were 3 half rainbow cakes, and they're not like a cheap item. So I got to figure this out. But there were 3 half rainbow cakes on that tray, but I only charged them for 2. So either I'm gonna have to look when I get back to the bakery. I gotta look at that and see, like, did I screw up? And really they ordered 3, but I only charged them for 2? Or did they order 2, but we gave them 3? I'm not sure. We'll check it out. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. But right now they got 3. So they better eat up, because I'm coming back to get it. No, I'm not. Just kidding. All right. Oh, let me clean the
Seaman
window.
says 453 here I am up and getting ready for physical therapy. Moxieman says 7 a.m.
Moxie, how are you? Good morning. How are you doing? Is the physical therapy doing well? Is this from the accident? All right, let me. Hopefully we don't have to use the windshield wipers again. I think I might need another one of these. These people are probably like, why is he so concerned about the windshield? So now, no matter what happens, I'm not using the windshield wipers. We could go through a tremendous storm. Okay, what do I got? Oh, maybe I should close the door. There we go. All right. Off to Gourmet, girls. Well, Moxie, you have, oh, you only had an hour. It's almost 6. And I think you said 7. All right, here we go. All right, so this morning we got the rainbow cake mystery. And you know, I can't believe I didn't catch that before I left the bakery. Like I always catch stuff. You know, like if it's some little thing like, oh, we got one too many apple fritters. Or we need another apple turnover, or you know, like any little thing. I always catch it, but I don't know. It's just too much. I was overwhelmed by the size of the order. I think that's much better. I think the window is much better. I do feel good about that.
Donna says impressive how one person baked all that.
Well, she did have to make all the donuts, and she had to put together. They start working on the order the night before, so some of it is just like making sure that, you know, putting the trays together, making sure that everything is together. Like the rainbow cakes are put together, and they've got them in the refrigerator overnight, but they put that stuff, pull it out and set that all up the night before they leave. But she has to make all the donuts and get everything kind of put together. So yeah, it was a lot. I think she gets in there a little bit earlier than normally when she does that. It doesn't happen very often, but and she is fast. She's very fast. Because once she gets all that done, then what she really has to work on today, I think a lot, is baking. Like, a lot of times when Bob is there, or if there's somebody else there, somebody might be coming in later to help her with that. But like to get the cakes and all the other stuff, baked up cupcakes, all that other stuff.
Donna says, any more plans for anniversary?
Let's see. So we've got the video. I'm working on the video. They've got the giveaway that's set up. So the giveaway is the gift certificates and the mixer. What are they doing there? You're not supposed to make deliveries in that door. What are you doing? What are you doing? We got a delivery violation. They do it the right way. They go where. See that? Did everybody see that? I don't think there's anything else big. I'm a little hesitant to talk about. I have a plan for the video, and I'm sure Jen doesn't watch my live streams. I'm pretty sure she doesn't, but I want it to be a surprise. All right, let me see if this door isn't open, then I'm going to run around there and see if I can get in over there. So hang on one second, everybody. Oh, my door is open. I'm just going to do this the right way. I'm going to use the door I'm supposed to use. There goes that guy. I think he left the door open over there.
Donna says, oh, that's right, we don't know who's listening.
True. I don't think she does, but alright, I want the eclairs. Eclairs, they're the eclairs. So they go in the refrigerator, and the rest goes up front. So that guy was delivering bagels. There are like a million bagels back there. It smells really good, but I wonder what's going on. Why do they have a million bagels? All right, so let's do that. And then this. And then this. And then this. All right. What's this back here? All right. Gourmet Girls is done. Oh. I asked her what's the deal with all the bagels, and she didn't know. She's like, so they're not having a party. It's not for a Gourmet Girls employee party. But you know what's funny? It kind of smelled the same as Lenny's in there today. So I go to Lenny's and they have a lot of bagels always being cooked up. All right, on to WhatADay. 6:09, right on time. Right on time. But I feel like we should put some, for the 10th anniversary, I think we should get like a couple of 10th anniversary things to hang in, you know, like a little 10th anniversary sign somewhere or something like that. We did make like a 10th anniversary with the logo thing that's kind of, it's a circle with 10th anniversary, and it's got the logo in there, and it's got 2026 to 2016, I mean 2016 to 2026. And they're going to put that on some cookies. They're going to make cookies and have that kind of like a logo, like the anniversary logo will be on the cookies. So that'll be kind of cool. Not sure what we decided about the dog biscuits. I think a chocolate covered donut and a mini eclair, because I think that would be about the size of a donut next to a donut. That would make a good 10. I was thinking about that the other day, but I don't know what to do with that idea other than eat it. Maybe they could have a special on a donut and a mini eclair combo. I was going to put that. I'm glad I just thought of that, because that's another thing I want to think about. I want to look at that today when I leave the bakery. Like, would an eclair? I know a regular eclair is going to be too big. But I think the mini eclairs and a donut, and if it was a chocolate donut, I think that would look pretty good. I think. I don't know. Thing is, the window on the passenger side is all steamed up outside. I don't know why. Maybe because that side's a little dirtier. But I don't want to use the windshield wiper because it's just going to drag the dirty window debris over onto my side. So I'm just gonna got some sprinkles on the window too. This is a very weird weather day. It's like humid plus. It's not like a regular humid day. It's like humidity plus. Like if you had to pay for humidity, today's humidity would cost more. Could you imagine if you had to pay for air? Like if they could figure out a way to charge people for the air that they breathe? That'd be tough. I mean, they figured it out for water. Maryland was, they never did it. They never actually did it. But Maryland was going to charge people. It was going to be a tax. And if you owned property and had like a driveway on it, there was going to be a tax. Like because of the runoff. It was the craziest thing. I'd have to go back and look at it. But Maryland was actually going to tax people for space on their property that was paved or covered. I don't know how they were planning to
Donna
do this.
says, in my short story group we read about a society that you had to purchase air.
Really? Are you serious? I thought that was an absolutely crazy idea. After I said it, I'm like, that sounds dumb. But it is kind of crazy. How'd that work out? How did they do it? I mean, did you have to wear something on your face? Or some kind of mask that would measure?
Donna says, like a gas station.
Oh, that would be crazy, right? Imagine if they, oh, here, yeah, that gave me an idea. So, and maybe this is what they did in the book. So you have to wear something over your mouth that's like, almost like a scuba diver with an air tank. So you're forced to wear an air tank and then you have to go and pay to get it filled up. That would be how they do it. Wow. I mean, we sort of have a version of that, right? People that have to be on oxygen all the time. They're actually paying for the air that they breathe. That's like premium. In the gas station world, the people who need extra oxygen would be paying premium.
Donna says, and no one thought about it until there was a shortage.
You can't have a shortage of air. That would not be good.
Holla says, remember that John Travolta movie, Boy in the Bubble.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I do remember that. Basically, he was paying for his air. I'm sure that wasn't a free setup. Well, if we ever inhabit another planet, it's going to work like that, I guess. Good morning, Holla, by the way. I just automatically started talking without saying hello. Look, all these people are coming out and standing by the street right there. Boom! I could have given her a cookie.
Holla says, good morning, Donna and Craig. Happy Manic Monday.
It is.
Now Holla says, good morning, Donna and Craig. Happy Manic Monday. Now Holla says, good morning, Donna and Craig.
What's happening?
Happy Manic Monday.
You really... Did you type that 3 times, or did we just get it? Or did Rosie just decide that that was such a good message she wanted to say it 3 times? It's hard to tell. Just thought too, if we had to pay for air, there is a mist on the windshield. I refuse to use the windshield wipers though. I think that would be worse.
Donna says, hi Holla. Now Holla says, it's all my fault.
Oh, did you type it 3 times? Think about this. In a world where you had to pay for air, the only people that would be out running and doing exercises would be like rich people, because it would be very expensive to go running. You wouldn't want to do that. It uses a lot of air. There'd be people who would be like against running because you're wasting air. That's the way they would look at it. I could see that happening. Wow, you know that truck that pulled up next to us at that light? It still hasn't gone. So that truck that pulled up next to us at that light was sitting there. The light turned green, and as I pulled away, I heard somebody honked their horn. They were beeping because they were behind that truck, and the truck was still there. I think something happened to him when he pulled up.
Holla says no just once, but it was a powerful greeting that I made. I broke Rosie.
It was powerful. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I mean, that was the only thing she's repeated today. So she was feeling that. She was very moved by that statement. Oh, see, this is what I'm looking at right now. Like, see the window over there is all foggy? Not normally, a normal person right now would do the windshield wipers to clear that up, but not me.
Holla says wow, I feel like I should win a prize, perhaps a mixer or something.
We'll submit your name, you know, for the effort. Holla, you a baker? Would you use the mixer if you had it? You know, I didn't realize that the movie Superman recently came out. Like, I didn't put together the fact that they had a Superman event at WhatADay because the movie Superman has come out. I didn't even know that. I need to become more aware of what's happening in pop culture.
Holla says no, but it would look impressive on my counter.
It would. It would. That's true. I'm surprised that the guy ahead of us hasn't, well, now for two reasons. One is he has a brake light out, but the other is his license plate. It doesn't look like his license plate is anything. Maybe it's a temporary plate. I don't know. Let's see if I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Can you see his license plate? It's like just, I don't know what it is. You can't see it. It's like a big smudge. So between that and the fact that he's got a back light out, there's no way that he's not going to get pulled over if a police car.
Holla says, or I could learn, maybe make for new content, mixing it up with Holla.
You already got a title. You know, they say start with a title. You just did. Now you got to buy a mixer. Whatever video you make, it's got to be a good money maker. Well, no, it wouldn't have to be a good money maker if you won the mixer. probably would be fun to use. I don't think it would be fun to clean. Like, I still have a handheld mixer that I use very rarely, but I have used it. I just realized I just said that, and I've probably cleaned more mixing equipment in the last 6 months than I have in the previous 60 years combined. I didn't eat any cookie dough yesterday. None. I've been trying to stay good. When I'm at the bakery, I'm trying not to nibble on stuff. Been pretty successful the last few weekends.
Holla says, and I am sure can be said about the number of donuts you handled, more the last 6 months than your entire life.
That's true too. That is true. That's very true. Well, you know, I just realized I usually say 6 months. Oh, you know what? This guy, I think it is a temporary plate. So it's like a piece of paper. That's why this guy's license plate looks like it's a big blur. I'm still saying 6 months whenever I think about it, but it's been a year now. I've been there a year. I started last June. Time flies when you're driving donuts.
Says, I think in certain districts donut vans are authorized to stop other vehicles for equipment violations.
I need like one of those little flashing lights I could put up the dash. Citizen's arrest. Is that still a thing you can do? Can people do that? Like when I was little, I thought there was a thing where somebody could arrest another person, but I don't think that's probably legal. Like if you saw somebody commit a crime, can you actually do a citizen's arrest? Is that a legal thing? And what would you do? Because it seems to me that whatever you would do to perform the citizen's arrest would then put you in a position where you've done something that you could be arrested for. So then somebody could arrest you, and then they've done something, so pretty soon the whole world is in jail. But seriously, can you do that? I mean, you can report it. You know, you can do like that, see something, say something stuff. That's always a possibility. I'm gonna have to clean the windshield again when we get up to WhatADay. Because now we're getting mist on the windshield. It's being kicked up. I can see it coming off that truck's tires.
Holla says I remember that also, but today's time, the store security can't even hold shoplifters.
Right, that's what, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that sort of answers the question right there. Gilbert do? What does Gilbert do? He's the premium beef jerky. So Gilbert makes beef jerky. You can get your Gilbert's beef jerky at www.gilbertsjerky.com. That's www.gilbertsjerky.com. Family owned and local. There's so many inappropriate jokes that could be made about Gilbert's. I'm not even going to do it. I'm going to show how mature I am, and I'm just going to ride along with that information in my head. There it is there, just in case you're thinking about it. Gilbert's beef jerky.
Holla says lots of money in jerky.
There's a lot. You can't get enough jerky. Never even heard of it. That's the first time I've even heard of Gilbert's. think I'm still zoomed in. I need to take. We're getting a zoomed in kind of view of our arrival. This is what it looks like if you had supervision. Oh look, she's not parked back here today. All right, look at how big those bricks are. You could almost hurt yourself. That's a different view. Look at that. I might have to use that. Wait a minute, I had another. I've got so many different thumbnail options today, it's not even funny. Oh, it's funny. All right, let's bring it back. Bring it back. There we go. I gotta see the roof. It doesn't matter anyway, because you know what? When I take the camera out, watch. I'm pretty sure when I take the camera out and I switch the camera and I move it back. So when I switch it to the front camera, and then when I switch it back, it always just goes back to whatever the default is. All right, let's get. Wow. They basically, I got a couple of glazed donuts left, but that's it. Their rack is empty. Good morning, how are you? Good. All right, let's get. All right, so watch, here's the test. We're gonna zoom. Zoom in, and then when I come out, oh wait a minute, let's count the bricks. So we're going to do that, and then when, whoa. Look, there's their menu right there. Watch, when we move that back, now I'm not going to touch that camera, but when it goes back, it's going to be in a normal position. It does that automatically. I don't think I like the fact that it does it automatically. All right, there's our first tray. 128 donuts going in there. So, see what happened when I did the parade? Like, here's what I'm having issues with. Like, that part looks fine, but then, see how my my head is at the end of each tray. So that's what I'm playing with. That's why I haven't completed the donut parade short video yet, because I got to figure out what to do with my head. I'm sure some of you will have thoughts about what I should do with my head, but look at these donuts. Glazed, chocolate. See, I think if we made the 10, if we were going to make an eclair with a mini eclair and then a chocolate donut, unfortunately, we would want to use a little bit less chocolate so that you could see the edge of the donut. I think, maybe not. You know how, like with some chocolate donuts, not with ours, with Pertucos, you get a full cover. But you know how with like other chocolate donuts that you see people make, there's just a little chocolate across the top and you can still see the edge of the donut? That's not how we roll with Pertucos, though. We're all chocolate all the time. There are cinnamon buns and 2 2 of the 4 large Danish are on this tray. And the other 2 are on this tray. 2 cheese Danish are on this tray. Somebody said something, but I didn't hear it. So the cheese Danish today said, no, we do not want to be hanging out with a strawberry Danish, so we want to be on our own tray. You know how the cheese Danish are. They're always like that. We still got Spider-Man hanging up. We still got some Spider-Man stuff in here. Just smiled over at Steve and didn't smile back. I don't know. He doesn't. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not as friendly as I assumed he was. How's it going? Good. Man, you guys must have been busy yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Went through all of them. All right, have a good day.
Thank you.
Come on. Come on now. Other trays from yesterday are right here. But
Morgan says good morning.
good morning. I heard that. Lots of trays there. Okay, so watch, here we go. When I flip this back, it's back to normal. I gotta figure out if there's a way to adjust that so it's a little bit. Morgan went to see Superman yesterday, I think. Did you see the movie? Did you fall asleep?
Holla says good morning, Morgan.
All right, there we go. I haven't been to a movie theater in probably 10 years.
Morgan says Spider-Man, but yes, ha ha ha, I sure did.
Did I say Spider-Man or did I say Superman? All right, seatbelt. Oh, you know what? I was gonna clean the window. Hold on. Hold on. This probably won't last very long. Because I have a feeling we're just going to get crap from the... We're probably just going to get stuff from the cars.
Morgan says Hanover knows what they're doing with the heated recliners. Now Holla says, how is it?
Heated recliners. Wow. I don't know how anybody stays awake. So you're sitting back all comfortable, your butt's all warm. Oh, once again, I'm not even going to tell you what I'm doing. Because you're going to go, Craig, you're an idiot. probably just figured it out. Every time I do that. One of these days I'm going to pull away with the door open.
Morgan says it was good. I'm a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man fan, but the new ones are good too.
Who's the new guy? Holland? Is his last name Holland? I think I can kind of tell. You know how we got premium fuel the other day? I think the car does feel a little peppier with the premium fuel. The truck just pulled up. They just got a green light. I should have gone, but I didn't.
Holla says I have been slacking on movies. I was going every week, but I haven't lately.
Yeah, I haven't been for a long, long time. I don't even remember the last movie I saw in the theater.
Morgan says got home around 7, did some cookies until about 11:30, and now I'm about to get back at it again.
Oh yeah, I was telling them that we're making cookies with the for the 10th anniversary. How many of them were you making? I know it was, well, plus Morgan does her own. She's got her own little cookie business going on there. But how many were you making for the anniversary? 100? Morgan, do you mail your cookies?
Morgan says I'm doing 100, and I think Jen baked me another 100 from the store.
Wow.
Morgan says legally I can't, but for the right person I'd consider it law.
Oh, legally you can't? Really? that's unfortunate. Because cookies seem like...
Morgan says under Maryland's Cottage bakery law we're not allowed to distribute across state lines.
Really? I never heard that. I never heard of that. That's unfortunate. Because when I said something to Jen once about being able to mail stuff, and she didn't get into it too much, but she said one of the things was it's just difficult because, you know, they'll get damaged. Most things that
Holla says maybe I should set up a milk stand outside the bakery for the anniversary event. All those cookies gotta have some milk.
Yeah, there's an idea.
Now Morgan says, well, when you're a Cottage bakery.
What is a Cottage bakery? Like, what's the difference between a Cottage bakery and any other
Morgan
bakery?
says you're not under the same FDA laws.
So if I went home, in my Cottage bakery, if
Morgan says it just means someone who bakes out of their home versus a commercial space.
Oh, so the bakery could do it. So that's why she wouldn't have included it in her reasons why. So, all right, so think about this. Could you sell it to the bakery and then the bakery could mail it? Crazy laws.
Holla says, what if your aunt lives in Maryland? Can she send cookies to her family?
If your aunt lives in Maryland, yeah, you can do that. Well, you could always just give them away, right? Is that against the law? What if you were going to give them to somebody? Is it just the selling part of it, or you just can't mail a cookie?
Morgan says yes, which is I think the stupid part about it. Haha, it just can't be direct from me, it's dumb.
That's crazy. So if I went home and made a cookie, or let's just say, just for the heck of it, let's say I went home and I made 5 cookies and they mailed them to a friend that lives outside of Maryland, I would be breaking the law. I wonder if the same is true about beef jerky. Because I just advertised for Gilbert's beef jerky And I mean, he may not even be able to sell his beef jerky to people outside of Maryland.
Holla says, well, now that we know, I wouldn't do it because Craig is dying to make a citizen arrest. Now Morgan says you can mail beef jerky because it's considered shelf-stable LMAO.
Oh. Gotcha. Oh, God. It's confusing. It's very confusing stuff. So jerky's okay. Interstate jerky is okay. But interstate cookies are not. It's a lot to learn. I really
Morgan says, when I see you next, I'll show you the laundry list of stupid crap on their website.
Is it like, is that a Maryland thing or just a... that is crazy. Today's live stream is brought to you by Gilbert's Beef Jerky. That's not true. That's not true. I'm not sponsored
now
by
Donna
Gilbert.
says Massachusetts laws too now.
But see, Massachusetts or Maryland are very similar, I think, in the respect of governments and regulations. I could see that. I could see that being the case. I bet if you go to a state like Florida, you could probably mail yogurt. Mail like a little pouch. Mail an egg. Or eggs? Can we mail eggs? Hard-boiled. Let's say hard-boiled egg. Can I mail a hard-boiled egg to somebody? What if it's still in a shell? There's probably a law, shell versus peeled.
Holla says, what if you operate Pfizing internet site in Maryland? Can you send emails with cookies attachments?
No, you can't even have a picture of a cookie. It's going to get blocked. Your attachment will be deleted by the state of Maryland if you attach a photocopy of a cookie. Cannot leave the state of Maryland. You probably can't mail a donut either. This could be live streaming a donut outside of the state of Maryland could be a problem.
Donna says, see, this is what happens when you eat cookie dough. Now Morgan says, attachment not available, ha ha ha.
click on it and it's just gonna, if you try to look at the website, you're just gonna get a 404 error.
Morgan says okay, back to the grind everyone, have a great day.
All right, Morgan, have a good one.
Now Donna says when I ship books, post office asks me if there is perfume in the box.
Really? Oh, no. Are you saying that, is that another thing you can't ship? Well, when you go to the post office, are you wearing a lot of perfume? Like, do they just think that you're like really into perfume?
Holla says good point, Donna. Are you allowed to send cookie dough if it's not actually cookies at that point?
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. That is a good point. I didn't think about it that way. It's not actually a cookie yet. But here's what I thought. What's amazing about that is, so I can't mail a cookie, but if I buy a box and I put some, what you call it, dry ice in it, I can mail meat. Like you can mail
Donna
meat.
says I ship media mail, which is cheaper, but there are guidelines.
Oh. That's weird. I guess the post is weird if there's liquid in the mail. Ready to do there. They're getting ready to do some road work. I guess if you have liquid in it, that could be. I could see them questioning something that had liquid. If you went to the post office and your package, if you had like a clock in there that was like you could hear the clicking clock, that'd be kind of funny. Windshield's getting gunked up again. I'm gonna have to use the windshield wipers. I don't think I can avoid it this time. What was that show called? I used to watch a show with, I think it was like four guys. Oh, Practical Jokers. Did you guys ever watch that? They would do like crazy stuff. I just thought of that because I was thinking of going to the post office with a box and having some kind of like a tape recorder in there playing something, some kind of noise that would make them think it was something odd to see what their reaction was. It sounds like something they would do. Was it called Impractical? Was it Practical Jokers or Impractical Jokers? Impractical Jokers.
Holla says yes. They are from Staten Island.
They were pretty funny.
Donna says post office not the best place to pull a prank. Now Holla says Impractical.
Impractical, okay. It was Impractical. Yeah, you're right, Donna. It's not a good idea. I think if you went in there and did anything that was even slightly questionable, I think it becomes a federal crime when you're in the post office. That's a good point. Probably be better off going.
Donna says for all the kids that might listen.
Good point. Don't do a practical joke at the post office.
Holla says I am not even sure if you're supposed to record in a post office.
Oh, maybe you can't. It's an off-limits kind of place. But this window has never. It must be very humid out today because my windows are still condensed on the outside. I have condensation on the outside.
Donna says a funny thing to do is when you are walking and others pass by to look up.
Look up when they walk past you. That is kind of funny because they're going to look up. It would. The natural reaction, anybody watching you is going to look up.
Donna says and say, oh wow.
I was going to say, I was thinking if you were with somebody, you could point. But yeah, saying oh wow would have the same. I think just looking up would probably do it. It was funny when I was filming, when I was downtown and they had the Blue Angels that were flying around the city, and everybody, it was around lunchtime, so people had come out of their office buildings and we were all kind of standing around. I mean, there were people all over the place watching. But in the city, the sound was always thrown off by the fact that it would be like ricocheting off a building. So like if you were keeping track of where the plane was, you kind of knew it's not really coming from where the sound is. It's coming from a different direction. But everybody would be looking, you'd look around and everybody would be looking in the wrong direction because that's where the sound was coming from. That was kind of interesting. And it could be completely opposite.
Holla says, so the things I learned today, citizen arrests probably aren't a thing anymore. You can't ship cookies out of Maryland. Don't play jokes in the post office.
There you go. Maybe I should change my category to educational. This guy's driving along and trimming the brush along the roadway with his trailer. He also, did you all notice that he at one point he had his left turn signal on, but there was no place to turn left? That one threw me off. Did anybody else notice that while we were driving along back there? And then he never made a left. Even now he's going to make a right-hand turn. Oh. Yes, they are the lessons for the day. So if you have a friend in Maryland who has recently mailed a cookie to someone in another state, you can be aware of the fact that they have committed a crime, but do not do anything about it. All right, guys, happy Monday. I hope everybody had a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. And we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's a 6 o'clock day. It's only WhatADay. Should be only WhatADay. And based on Lenny's delivery today, I'm sure we're not going to have a Lenny's delivery. So should be one day. One delivery tomorrow. I'll try to get my donut parade out today, if I can take care of my head. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace out.